Now, when you're thinking of coming over to the continent of Africa and uprooting your life and trying to do something along these lines, you must understand that you have to plan and understand what you're getting yourself into. And unfortunately, a lot of the people who come and attempt to make this jump and attempt to start this journey for themselves and their families, they do not understand the visa process, the residency process, and the permit process that comes with going into these countries. People think just because we come from America, just because we're black, just because we have African within us, that they are allowing us to come over to these African countries without having to pay for any permits or visas or fees or anything. So unfortunately, people aren't doing the necessary research to understand what it takes to stay into the country, how much money it really takes. It's cost thousands of dollars to stay into some of these countries over here. Most of the countries, you have to pay thousands of dollars for your permits and your work permits, your residency permits, and all those different visas and things so that you can stay in the country successfully. So people aren't doing their due diligence, unfortunately, and they aren't really understanding what it really takes. So when they get to the point of having to pay for their permits, they unfortunately have to turn around because they don't have the fees to stay over here legally. Now, unfortunately, a lot of our people that are coming are trying to escape or feel like they're running away from something. But if you have that sort of mentality, it's very important that you understand that you still should have money saved up. And some of our people aren't running from anything. They have the funds saved up. They have the money in place for them to be able to do it. So those people you see are doing this successfully. But you can't have this mindset of, oh, I'm just going to come to Africa and they're just going to let me in and everything's going to happen smoothly, because that is not how it happens. That is not how it works. There takes some due diligence. It takes some understanding the culture. It takes some understanding the process of what it takes, the fees that it costs, so that you can stay over there long term. So don't just feel like you can just pop up in these countries and then everything will run smoothly. No, figure out that type of stuff. Do your homework. Do your research so that you can truly see and understand what you're getting yourself into and what you and your family need to be working on. Now, if you can't tell yet, that's my first point. A lot of people aren't budgeting. They don't know the visa process. They don't understand the permit process. They don't understand the residency process. They don't understand what it truly takes to stay in the country. So unfortunately, that's what messes them up in the long run. So please make sure, if you're trying to come to some of these countries, you understand the visa process, you understand the permit processes, so that you can do what you need to do and stay over here long term for your family. The next thing that unfortunately people run into is the cultural differences and cultural integration. When people run into cultural differences and the nuances and the rules and the way things are operated over here, some people do not feel like dealing with that type of stuff. Some people see that and they're like, no, that's just too much for me. Like, I don't have to, I can't get with that. So there's many examples of like squatter toilets for one. Like, some of our people do not feel comfortable using the squatter toilets. So when they come here and they unfortunately have to use the toilet that's a lot different from what we're used to, that is something that they can't get with. And that's just one small example, like sweets and treats and things like that. Some people understand, some people feel like that if they can't get certain treats, certain goodies at an affordable rate, that's not somewhere that they need to be. So there's many different things, and just communicating with each other, understanding the differences from communicating with an African person and the way that we communicated growing up over in America, like dealing with the what's the word I'm looking for? The differences and the disagreements. Some people run into differences and disagreements with African individuals, and then they just want to turn up like this is America and not handle things in the proper manner. That's something that unfortunately people run into. And then when it gets rough and they run into the moments of like, oh, you have to be held accountable for the actions that you made, then they can't really stand in that fire because it's something different that we aren't used to as a people, and they aren't used to being held accountable and being made to talk about what you did, get to the root of the issue, really overcome the situation. And instead of doing that, some people just run away from the situation head first rather than handling it like a man or a woman. So that's one of the things that people have been dealing with as well. And another thing, people have exploratory mindsets. We have people right now that's only coming to Africa to come and explore. to come and see how it is, to come and feel it out, to come and feel the vibes, so that in the future, when they decide to come over here, they are in a good position and they understand what's going on. And that's okay. Some people just want to explore and see what's going on, see will they be comfortable in a certain environment, see is it worth them putting their eggs in a certain basket. So that's definitely understandable. You know, it takes a lot to learn what's going on over here. Like I mentioned, you know, you have to understand the visa process, you have to understand the residency, the work permit, you have to understand all of those things. So coming over here and exploring and trying to figure things out first is not a bad idea. It helps you to be better prepared when you do decide to make your jump long term. So some people are just coming here for a few months or a year or two and just filling it out and saying, okay, let me scout the area, let me see how it goes. Like there's millionaires I know who came to the country and sat for 1 year, 2 years, and just research, market analysis, see which industry they should go into, how they should penetrate it, what they should do. So some people are just coming here and taking up notes, getting data, getting analytical information, so that when they decide to go full steam ahead, they understand what they're getting themselves into. So some people are just coming here and just filling out the vibes and saying, you know what? Okay, let's see if we go this way. Let's see if we go that way. So that's one thing that other people are doing when they are deciding to leave the country. And some people, the next point, some people are encountering problems, and instead of dealing with those problems and figuring out how to get to the root of them, they just turn around and run and go to another country or just go back to America. Now, some people aren't built to deal with problems and issues in certain ways. So when they run into certain things, it's like, oh no, this is something foreign. I'm in a foreign land. So you know what? Let me just back out of this and go back home where I'm comfortable and just get back into the environment where I'm used to things, and then I'll be okay. So some people are moving like that when they run into tough situations. They may not always talk about it online. They might not always give the full details, but some people run into tough situations, run into misunderstandings, run into tough problems, run into bribery sometimes, and they will just run away from the country and just try to paint it in a negative image. But at the end of the day, that's one individual, that's one problem that you ran into, and that doesn't, you know, change the whole vibe of the country and how things are ran as a whole. So that's one thing other people are dealing with as well. They run into problems, and then instead of being an adult, instead of being strong and dealing with it and taking it head on and figuring out how to get through it, you know, they just decide to go another route, go to a different country and start all over and run into the same problem again. Or they just wrap it up, go back to America and get into a job, get back into what they was doing and start it over from that route. So many people encounter many different things and decide to act in many different ways on how they deal with what they want to overcome. And the next one is some people just don't like it. Like some people come here and they feel the vibe and they like, no, this is not my vibe. They like, no, I don't want to come over here where I have to build something. No, I don't want to come over where things aren't all the way put together yet. So some people are coming here and it's not really what they expected. They start to feel it out and they see like, okay, no, I'm not the one that's coming for this time. I'm not the one who's supposed to be here right now. And that's okay. You know, right now, Africa needs the builders. Africa needs those who have the mindset of, okay, I'm trying to figure out the issues and how I can help with those issues. And some people are supposed to come when the issues are already dealt with and provide the next stage of things. So that's okay. Everyone has their own role. Everyone has their own mission in all of us trying to do this work. You have some people that will try and make individuals feel bad for not being at a certain point in their journey or not being like them on their journey. But I'm not one of those people. You know, I understand that it takes a particular mindset to be able to stay over here in Tanzania right now and to be able to stay in any country on the continent of Africa right now, because it's a building process. Unless you're in South Africa, I heard things are pretty well put together over there and in some parts of Nigeria, but for the most part, if you go to any of these African countries, you have to have a mindset of a builder, of someone who's trying to add to the development, who's trying to be a part of the solution, because there's many problems that you can point out and see all day. But those who are coming now, those who are successful during this season, they have a mindset of, I'm trying to come and build. So some people just don't have that mindset, and that's okay. Like, that's fine, that's dandy. Everyone not supposed to like it. It's not for everyone. So let's not, bash individuals who have a certain feel of how they should move for themselves, for their families, and what type of person they think they are, because some of us aren't the spearheaders, and that's okay. I'm a spearheader. My wife, she's a spearheader. We're spearheaders, but everyone isn't a spearheader. And it took me a while to learn that. It took me a few years of dealing with people, encountering them, and seeing people run away and getting frustrated and saying, why is this happening? Then I had to learn and see, like, okay, some people think that they want to do this. Some people, feel like this is a good idea. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, when it comes down to really putting in work, it takes a special individual. So if some people aren't ready for that yet, that's okay. That's okay. If you're watching our content, you're probably interested in coming over to the continent of Africa, where you're in luck. I have a free document that gives you everything you need to know in order to have a solid foundation so that you come over here successfully. All you have to do is sign up to our newsletter at our website, and you'll be sent that document directly to your inbox. And also, we have a free course that gives you everything you need to know so that when you decide to come over here, you have everything you need so that you can be good to get started. And we offer Swahili courses as well for those who are interested. If you want to be well-rounded and speak the language of Swahili so that you can come over here and be competent and handle your business properly, join us in our self-paced Swahili course as well. And we also offer consultations for those who are interested. I will sit on the phone with you and answer all the questions that you have to make sure that you and your family know everything you guys need to know so that y'all can make a smooth transition over here to the continent of Africa. And last, but certainly not least, we have a membership community of like-minded individuals who are working together and coming over here to the continent of Africa to hold each other accountable and build alongside one another. So if you're interested in joining our community or taking advantage of any other resources that we have for you guys, make sure you just click the link in the description box and join us at our website, and we got you, all right? Since we're here, got to show y'all some of the products real quick.
This I'm not your body ready. Not your body.
Yeah, that's your product.
Not your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, come closer. Come. Busy Beachy. And also, if you're interested in getting an herbal consultation to learn traditional methods and ways to help you overcome any illness or sickness you've been dealing with, click the link in the description box and sign up for our herbal consultations now, and my beautiful wife got you. And also, if you're interested in learning how to make herbal products and learning the traditional methods to foster in healing from different diseases, and also how to set up FDA GMP compliant herbal businesses, join us in our Fordtz Herbal Medicine Academy, where my beautiful wife, licensed herbal practitioner and student midwife, will teach you how to do everything in order to set up your business properly and learn how to make your products properly. So join us if you're interested. Karibu. A lot of times some people bite off more than they can chew. And the blessing of doing that is realizing, like, okay, I done bit off more than I can chew, but I'm still alive. I can still readjust and I can still do what I need to do. So if you don't like the place, that's okay. Don't feel bad. Don't feel like you're obligated to stay somewhere just because you don't feel comfortable, just because you don't like it yet. That's fine. Put yourself in a good position. Think about your family. Think about how you want to move when you decide to come over here. Think about the position that you want to do things in, and then go based off of that. Don't make anyone make you feel any type of way for how you are moving for your family, because no one is going to have to sit in those tough moments but you. No one is going to have to deal with those things but you. So make sure that you feel comfortable with what you're doing and don't be held accountable to someone else's way of doing things because you feel like that's how you should move. But yeah, the next reason a lot of people are leaving is because of the healthcare system in some of these places. Some people feel like, the healthcare system isn't where it needs to be for me to be comfortable, for me to get the services that I need to get done, for me to do what I need to do over in East Africa, Tanzania. There's some international hospitals here and there's some things that they do help with, but there's a lack in some areas as well. In some areas, certain treatments that you need to get done for certain ailments, it's not here. So some of our people are like, nah, I'd rather stay in an environment where I'm able to get the treatment that I need in facilities that I'm comfortable with if I have to deal with any sickness that I have during that season or that season that they're in their life. So some people are running into those type of things, and when that comes, they are saying like, okay, let me go where I'm comfortable at. Let me go to where I'm used to doing things, where I'm used to being in the doctors, where I'm used to talking to them, where I'm used to being with the nurses, and that's understandable as well. You know, some people aren't as comfortable going into newer environments when they're dealing with certain sicknesses, when they're dealing with certain diseases. That's easy. Uko poa? Kama kawa, bro. Deal. And when you're going into these different things and you have sicknesses, that's something where you want to be in the most comfortable state. You want to go into a place where you are able to be freely comfortable, and being in another country, that's not somewhere where you're comfortable most times. So if you're dealing with a sickness or you have something that you have to get treated, you have to get treatment for, you know, I can understand wanting to be in the country that you're comfortable with. So yeah, that's another reason why some people are leaving. They're running into health issues and understanding and feeling like within themselves that, hey, I need to take this risk over back in America where the facilities are better, where I'm able to be connected to those type of insurances and get the work done and to get the treatment that needs to be treated when I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with. Because we know that a lot of our people deal with many different ailments over there. You know, we've been diagnosed with a lot of different things as a people, as a whole. So I definitely understand when people make that decision to stay because of that. And the next reason why a lot of people are leaving Tanzania is because of bad decisions and not counting the cost. Some people make bad decisions, make bad investments, make bad partnerships, make bad friendships, make bad moves, and it ends up messing up their plans and messing up what they wanted to do. I've known people who've created businesses in the wrong industries and it has messed their investment up because they didn't count the cost and really think about what they were doing. There's a guy one time, he came from America, he had a nice lump sum of capital, and he decided to open up a car lot over here. But he didn't take into the account the rate at which people buy cars, the type of cars that they buy, the steering wheel being on a different side, the fees that go into bringing different vehicles over here. You got the import fees that come along with it, and the foreign vehicle fees, and driving on a different side of the road fees. So there's a lot of hidden fees that he unfortunately had to see. So when he finally began to incur the cost and really see what he was paying and really see what he was dealing with, he didn't want to really deal with it anymore because he saw that he was operating at a loss. And some people have tried to make partnerships with people who just have the wrong mentality. You know, you try to get someone to build $1 million business who's never even built $1,000 business, who's never even been a businessman or woman. Some people will just feel this kindness in their heart for an individual that they meet, and they think that they can teach them and train them up. But sometimes we can. But sometimes it's okay to try and hire people or find the right individual for that particular skill set that you're looking to be filled. Some people think that just because there's someone who's sweet, just because there's someone who's nice, who they've run into, that they can just put them in a leadership position within their companies and give them a role. In the long run, that person has never seen that amount of money. That individual has never even been a leader in that type of work. So when they see this type of work, when they get this type of stress that comes from being in that position, and when they see that type of money, all of that stirs together, and some of those individuals will sabotage the business only to try and take the business, only to try and tear down what you're doing to make you look bad, only for them to get your customers and your clients. So, and some people will unintentionally sabotage it just because they don't know what to do. They don't understand how to do business. They don't really understand how to move. So people have made bad decisions and put the wrong people in leadership positions to make things go forward. And they have in turn ruined what they've been working on. So I've seen people deal with that on multiple occasions, and they had to turn around and unfortunately go back to where they came from. And it's a sad thing. And also people will make bad decisions and try to connect with certain diasporas who are not supposed to be partnered with. There's some people that we feel in our hearts that we know, like, nah, this is not a person for me to go far with. This is not a person for me to even trust their word. But unfortunately, we fall victim to it because we make the bad decision of thinking that, oh, just because they come from America, just because they one of our people, just because they look like us, they're going to have our best interests at heart, and they're going to do what we need to do as a people and do things properly. And that's unfortunately not the case. Some people have the wrong mentality. Some people are trying to get off. Some people are trying to get over on you. So some people will make partnerships with someone who intentionally are trying to sabotage and get over on them. I've seen that done as well. People will make a good friendship thinking that they're about to build something magical, thinking they're about to work on something amazing, and the whole time the person was trying to steal from you. The person was just trying to get your funds. The person was just trying to get your connections. The person was just trying to pretend until they got into a good position for themselves. So that's another thing that people have dealt with. So it's a cold world, it's a cold game, and it's definitely colder in the wild, wild west of Africa right now. So if you're trying to come over here, if you're thinking of coming over here, and you're trying to build over here in the motherland, you have to make sure that you don't fall victim to any of those reasons that I just mentioned. People are leaving for all of those reasons and many more, but there's just a few that I want to talk about. I've been over here for the past 5 years, and I've been helping my people figure out how to come to Africa, how to do things properly, and how to get connected when they decide to get on the ground over here. So my 5 years of trial and error and seeing other people go through this has come in handy, because now I'm able to give these type of messages and show people what's really going on and give them tips so that they can do what they want to do when they decide to come over here. So please take heed to the information that was just given, so that when you come over here, if you decide to come over here, you know what you need to do so you can set yourself up for your family properly, all right? And if you're thinking about coming over here to Africa and you want to figure out what you need to do, my wife and I are hosting a webinar coming up on August 24th called The Passport to Africa. Prepare, prosper, and plant roots. Guys, we're going to be giving you all the information that's needed so that you can know exactly what you need to do to build a business and what you need to do to get your college and university understanding. Know what's going on with the different schools over here, which schools are good, which ones that you can look into, which ones are best for you and your family based off what you're trying to do. We'll also be talking about the visa, residency, citizenship process, so you can understand what really goes on over here in East Africa, Tanzania, so that you can get yourself set up properly when you do decide to come over here. All right, so guys, if you're trying to figure out exactly what you need to do for you and your family to be successfully transitioned over here to East Africa, Tanzania, please join us on August 24th, when we'll be giving you guys all the information that's needed so that you can set a firm foundation and come over here for you and your family successfully. All right, so hey, if you need that information, I look forward to seeing you guys there so that we can help you out and do what you need to do. All right, and also if you're thinking of coming over here to East Africa, Tanzania, we offer a relocation support package for those who want airport pickup, bank account setup, international phone line setup, and many more. We have all those different options lined up for those who want it. So make sure, if you're trying to figure out how to come over here to East Africa, Tanzania, and you want one-on-one support, make sure you go over to our website and book a consultation call so that I can get you set up, so I can figure out how I can help you out personally, all right? And if you made it to this point in the video, please comment your thoughts. Let me know what you think about people that's unfortunately having to leave the continent of Africa because of the mistakes that they've made, because of some of the things that they've done, or because of just the timing of things, or just because of who they are. Let me know in the comment box what you think. I love to hear what my people think, and please let me know which country you're tuning in from, or which city or state. I always like to see where we're connecting from, where we're showing love from, and how we're coming together as a people. So please comment and let me know where you guys are showing love from. And hey, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can stay tuned to the journey and continue to see what's going on over here on the continent of Africa. I try to bring the geopolitical news and let y'all know what's really going on the ground, and show you guys some of the real estate opportunities that's here on the ground in East Africa, Tanzania. All right, so if you're interested in seeing what's really going on, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and stay tuned to the journey. And if you want to support us in any kind of way, we have CashApp, PayPal, and Patreon down in the description box. Any support will go a long way. It will help us to continue to push this work forward and bring this information from the continent of Africa. All right, so if you want to support, please click the links in the description box for whichever one you feel more comfortable with. All right, and if there's been any support in the past, we're thankful for it. We appreciate it. We don't take it for granted, and we hope that you continue to show us love so that we can continue to push this work forward. All right, so thank you guys for the love. Thank you for the support, and y'all please keep showing love and keep holding us accountable so that we can keep bringing you guys this information to help our people as they try to transition from America over to the continent of Africa. All right, and if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for your time, thank you for your attention, and I hope this content was able to bring you some value and you see that you can make it over here if that's what you're supposed to do, if it's the season for you to do that, if that's how it's supposed to be done. All right, you can do it. You just got to stay focused. You got to understand the vision, and you can't get talked out of what you're supposed to be doing. And you got to make sure you plan and prepare and understand what you truly get yourself into, and you can get it done. All right, man. Thank you guys for your attention. Y'all stay safe out there, and please make sure you keep the shalom peace. Don't let these people stop y'all. Y'all stay focused. All right. Make sure y'all join us on August 24th for our webinar. And if you want that relocation support, let us know. We got you, all right? Y'all stay safe out there. Keep the shalom peace. Shalom.